Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to day 2 of the Player Networking event, the 20th annual event, coming to you live here in Miami, Florida. I am sitting here with certified financial planner. This is the money man, you all. So if you need this kind of help, you definitely want to be paying attention to this conversation. It's very important to the life of a player in transition, an aspiring player, a current player, or anybody that plays in life, right? So Mr. Keith Beverly of Grid 202. Tell us a little bit about you, the business, definitely,
Sure.
And what brought you here to PNE today.
Sure. So a little bit about me. First, I'm a native Washingtonian. So the firm Grid 202 Partners, 202 for Washington, D.C. is the area code. And, you know, what brought me here today is really financial education and looking at how athletes are thinking about their lives from a holistic perspective. And you really can't talk about these issues, mental health, the different opportunities that are out here that this platform is bringing together without incorporating finances. So that's you know, what motivated me to come here today.
Well, money makes the world go round.
It does.
Right?
It does. You can't get by it.
That's
No matter how much, you know, many of us try to ignore it and try to downplay it. You know, money is an integral component to our well-being and to how we live our lives. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the services that you provide through your business and how that, we all know on the surface how it relates to the life of a player in transition.
Sure.
But give us a little bit more insight into the work that you are doing and how that overlaps with the people that are in the room at PNE today.
Sure. So we do comprehensive financial planning and investment management, right? So what do I mean when I say comprehensive financial planning? So a lot of people think, when they think about finances or financial advisor, they think the stock market or they think someone that's selling them some type of insurance product, most typically. What we do is more holistic. So we sit down with our clients who really want to understand what motivates them, what gets them up in the morning, what keeps them up at night, and then aligning their financial objectives with, you know, what their personal values are. And for me, it's been a passion of mine my entire life. I bought my first stock when I was 14 years old. Been investing in the stock market for, you know, over 20 years now, and particularly passionate about financial education. Right. So when you think about, you know, even starting as young as middle school students who are 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade that are, you know, understand concepts, understand the idea of growth and accumulation. You can start that young, just teaching them about money. Money matters. And, you know, if you start saving now, how you should save and put some in a jar and, you know, this amount can go towards, you know, savings, this amount can go towards, you know, candy and other, you know, things that you want. And, you know, we're also really big on charity too, right? So even that young, you can instill in them the sense of giving back and the importance of there's something that's greater than you that's out there, and how can you know, put your finances and your money toward that.
Right, and using money to create legacy.
Yeah,
I love
a lot about legacy.
I love that you said you take the time to get to know your clients.
Yeah.
So it's not about dishing out something that's cookie cutter.
No.
It's finding what you said, what lights them up, what gives them joy, what they're interested in, and creating something or some things put together to help them achieve the goals that they want to achieve in life.
Right.
And especially, again, in the player community, it's very insular, but it's also a target.
Yep.
You know, and I think that it's important for anybody that's about to get a big check to have a plan, have a trusted advisor that can help them figure out how to maximize what they are getting so that it will last, you know, for generations, last them long enough than just them, which speaks again to the legacy building.
Right.
So tell me, quick question, what was the first stock?
The first stock, it's since gone bankrupt. But it's great. It's a great lesson, you know, to learn for your first investment to be unsuccessful, because what it instilled in me was the importance to do your research, right, and make an informed investment.
Some lessons you can only learn that way.
Right. But when you touched on, you mentioned legacy, and you know, one of the points that I harp on a lot when I'm speaking with my clients is that, you know, you don't have to be in your 60s and 70s and on the twilight of your career before you start, you know, really planning and thinking about legacy. You know, you can be in your 20s now and planning for tomorrow. And I think, you know, a lot of one of the common themes of this event has been, what does your transition look like, and how can you do it in a way that's going to be healthy, and that you're really being forward looking. in the next step for you, right? And there's such a strong skill set that you develop as a professional athlete, and then really at athletes in sports on any level. Once you get into college, you have this mindset of working hard, of building camaraderie. You have these skills, and for a lot of people, they just compartmentalize them and say, well, this is my life and what I bring to the table as an athlete. But a lot of those skills are transferable, and that's been one of the themes that a lot of people have touched on today. Is okay, you're very regimented, you're disciplined. Let's apply that to investment banking. Let's apply that to the world of consulting, and those are transferable skills that we just need to be more mindful of.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned the work that you do with kids.
Yeah.
And how that
I have two young daughters. Two young daughters. So it hits very close to home.
I can imagine. Yeah. It's definitely, and especially with PNE today, the event this year expanding to 3 days and including high school athletes yesterday. And today, the STEM program is happening. I saw so many girls in here today. I was so excited. I am a proud girl nerd. So I saw them and it lit me up. But I love that you talk about that importance because, yes, there are some lessons that you have to learn, some lessons we can only learn after failure or feedback, but there is a lot that can be done on the front end and start to make financial literacy a part of their lives. And if you can catch them in the 5th grade and then build on that in middle school and build on that in high school, by the time they're entering collegiate or professional sports, they're well informed about what it is that they want. So when they're looking for a trusted advisor, some wise counsel like you, they are even able to verbalize, this is what I want my money to do.
Yes.
And that, I would assume, helps make your job a lot easier with helping them.
It does. And the thing that I notice with my clients is, many of them highly educated, but those money conversations just weren't had in home, right? And particularly in communities of color, oftentimes the conversations around finances are going to be fraught with tension because maybe the parents aren't in the strongest financial position, and they don't want to talk about money. They don't want to talk about being overburdened with credit card debt or maybe being behind on a mortgage payment or rent payment. So those are tough conversations to have. So one of the things that I try to do very early on in our client relationships is really just understand your money personality and what makes money important to you. I mean, right? It's just a very basic idea, but why do we even need this thing called money? Well, you need it because it's a tool, and it's a tool that's going to afford you a certain quality of life. It's a tool that's going to help your kids receive educational opportunities so they can go and go further in life than you ever could have dreamed of. So money goes part and parcel with everything. But you mentioned young women, and I gave a talk recently to a group of medical school students, and I was in there before the students came in, and they just started to come in. It was nothing but women, and then a few guys came in, toward the end, but it ended up being over 70% of the audience was women who attended this particular. And these are going to be future physicians and highly paid, highly compensated members of the workforce. So I see it with my daughters. I mean, women get it. So it's incumbent upon us to follow and to make sure that they don't get too far and leave us behind. But from all the anecdotal evidence and things, the observations that I see, like they're on point. They get it.
Well, you heard it from the money man. Women get it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sitting here as a woman. No, that's so good. And I think, again, having so many of these conversations that are happening at PNE this weekend are holistic. And I think it's a constant reminder and a constant confirmation that it's bigger than the ball. It's more than just what they're doing on the field. There is a life, a whole life, and a full lifestyle that they should also be planning. And definitely what you do helps support that, can help expand and extend that for far longer than they've been playing professional sports. So I think that is so awesome. Where can people, the viewers watching, find out more about what you do? How can they get in contact with you if they need help?
So our website is grid202partners.com. Excuse me. So grid, GRID 202partners.com. I'm on Twitter. So my Twitter handle is Keith BEV CFA, so Keith
Okay.
Bev CFA. So I'm a certified financial planner and chartered financial analyst. So CFA is chartered financial analyst. So Keith Bev CFA, and then you can just do a Google search for me for LinkedIn. It's Keith Beverly CFP. You'll find me.
Keith Beverly, you heard the man. He can help you get your money right so you can enjoy what you work so hard for a lot longer than you're playing, for a lot longer than you're working, which I love. So thank you so much, Keith, for being here. Thank you for chatting with us. Thank you for being at PNE. This conversation is so necessary. And you're right, there are a lot of people, because of past experiences, might avoid it. But at some point you have to decide, I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
I want to do something else.
Have to look at square in the eye.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for chatting with us.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Day 2 of the Player Networking event will continue. We will be back with even more interviews. Definitely check out Keith, Grid 202 Partners, and we will see you in the next broadcast. Bye.